Okay. Good evening, guys. How are you doing today? Good evening, online. Sorry, my throat is gone. Hmm? You're missing me. Thank you. Yesterday, I tried, but I was taking medicine, doctor advice not to speak a lot. But I was also missing what to do. I was also missing you. So I just ran. Okay, so let us manage. I think it's not too bad. Uh, but if you feel, sir, we cannot able to hear your voice at all, then let me know. Okay. So trainers, singers have to take care of the throat all the time. So you know how many restrictions generally we have? I should not take juices with ice. I should not drink coconut waters. And I should not eat fruits like grapes and all. And I should not sleep directly under AC, right? I have to take all these things in mind. Otherwise, if something is missed, this kind of problems will come. But yeah, yes, thank you. Azithromycin, yeah, I was taking that. Okay, so let's jump on. So did you completed your practicals? All done? Super. Online, how about you? All done? Super. Okay, so let us jump on to the next very important topic, which is EC2. I think you were waiting for EC2, huh? Okay. So let's talk about EC2. Online, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen? Can you hear me well? Sir, created two root accounts, but search with ID, but it's not showing. Search with ID. What's that? Search with ID. What are you searching, Ashwin? So created two account. Did you work on this identity center? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So if you're working with identity center, can we create a IAM user from okay, let me take another questions also. Yeah. Can we create IAM user from IAM user account or only root account can create? What is your answer? Tell me. Can we create IAM user from IAM user account or only root account can create? IAM users who will create only root account or IAM user also? IAM user also, no, right? So from IAM user, you can create another IAM user because whenever IAM user who has IAM permissions, IAM user who has IAM permissions can create another IAM users. Root account, obviously, he can do anything. Okay, that is one question. Second, after creating IAM user, next have to attach roles and group, then logged out from root. When try login as admin, I put after creating IAM user, next have attach role and group. Why did you attach role and group to the IAM user? Then logged out from root. When tried login as IAM user, able to log but access denied. Yes. So whenever you create an IAM user and if you want to log in with it, make sure that you have the permissions. If you have given admin permissions, you can access any service. Or if you have given any respective service, you can access only those service. Sayed, that's for you. And identity center, what I said is, you need to have how many root accounts? Two root accounts. One is the main account. What is that called? Management account. And second one is what account? Member account. What is that? Member account. Management account, member account. So log in with the first account. So keep the two root accounts ready. Log in with first root account and then go to organizations and enable the organizations. And what you need to do is you need to add another root account to this. Ah, I got to know your question now. He was searching with the ID. Can you? No. You know, no. I understood your question. Who is that? Ashwin. So log into the first root account. Okay. And then what you need to do, you need to click on add AWS account, correct? When you click on it, it will ask AWS ID. It will ask AWS ID. When you click, you need to copy paste the other account AWS ID and put it here. And it will not show the account there. And you need to click on send invitation. You will receive an email, Ashwin and everyone. You will receive a email. It will not show on the same page. You just need to copy paste the account ID of the member account, right? And then hit send invitation. You will receive an email. Go to that email and then join the organizations. Once you click on join organization, and then it will be available in the main account. Then go to identity center, create a user there. Once you create a user, and on the bottom you have accounts, AWS accounts, click on it, and then select the member account and assign the user to that account. And then go to the user and reset the password and log in with the URL. Simple as. Okay. All right. So I hope I have answered those questions. So let's move to the very important service today, the beast. What is that, guys? EC2. What is the full form of EC2? Elastic Compute Cloud. Elastic Compute Cloud. I'll talk a little bit slowly today. Okay. Please don't mind. That's why I increase the volume also. Okay. So EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. What do we do with the EC2? What do we do with the EC2? We launch the EC2 instances. Okay, we launch the EC2 instances. So that is a normal general. If someone asks you, what do we do with the EC2? What you can say is we can go and launch the EC2 instance. It's a very general wordings. So here, if someone asks EC2, you can say, no, EC2 is a web service, no? Yes or no? EC2 is a web service. IAM is a web service. S3 is a web service. Everything in AWS is a web service. And similarly, EC2 is also a web service. EC2 is also a web service. So can we say that EC2 is a web service from AWS that provides resizable compute services in the cloud? What is the word I'm using? Resizable compute services in the cloud. What is the meaning of resizable here? What is resizable meaning? What change? What? Size. So resizable meaning, you said changing the size. Changing the size. So can you tell me, changing the size meaning what? What? There is a separate word for it. Huh? Elasticity. What is that? Elasticity. And another thing also there. What is that? What is another? What is the brother of elasticity? Scalability. What is that? Scalable. Resizable meaning here we are talking about elasticity and scalability. What is elasticity? Hmm. Say the same to the interviewer. Interviewer is sitting and he'll ask, what is elasticity? And you tell, you say, this is, what is that? Huh? Increasing, decreasing. What? Number of servers. Servers here nothing but EC2 instances. So elasticity meaning scale out, scale in. Scalability meaning scale up, scale down. Very good. So here I'll say that EC2 is a, I'm sorry, EC2 is a web service from AWS that provides resizable compute services in the cloud. Resizable. So resizable meaning here what? Scale up, scale down, and scale out, scale in. What is scale up, scale down called? Scalability. Scale out to scale in is called elasticity. And by the way, EC2 service is global or regional? Very good. That is a certification question. EC2 is regional. EC2 is regional. What are the servers called here in EC2? What are the servers called? Very good. EC2 instances. And what do we do with EC2? Can we go and launch EC2 instance? When it is launched, it is in running state. Can you stop the machine? Can you start? Can you reboot? And can you? Yes or no? You can launch the EC2 instance. That means you can launch it, you can create it. Once it is created, it will be in which state? Running state. Can you stop the machine? Can you restart the machine? Restart is nothing but here, reboot. Terminate meaning what? Completely delete it. So now tell me here, when it is running, billa, no billa? Okay. So when it is running, is it billable or not billable? When the EC2 is running, billable, no? When it is stop, no bill. When it stop, no bill. So when it terminate, no bill. Similarly, like you have the fan running over here, correct? You have the fan running. Whenever you switch on the fan, it is running. Running meaning you will get the current bill or not? If you switch off the fan, do you get the current bill? If you take the fan, throw it out, will you get the bill? Similarly, here also same. When the EC2 is in running, you will get the bill. Whenever it is stopped, you don't get the bill. Whenever you terminate, kill it, you will not get the bill. Simple as that. And by the way, IAM we discussed. No, IAM is free or chargeable. IAM is completely free, but EC2 is free. No, EC2, we have few free things. Maximum 90%, we have free tier. How many years we have free tier? 1 year. You have created a fresh accounts, no? AWS account. So 1 year free tier will be there. How many years? 1 year free tier. In this 1 year free tier, when you launch EC2 instance, AWS will not charge for them. You know how many hours? 750 hours are free per month. How much? How many hours? 750 hours free per month. How many hours? 700. Generally, in 1 month, how many hours will be there? Huh? 720 exactly. How many? 720. Generally, 720 will be there per month. But AWS is giving how many hours per month free? 750 hours. Sir, monthly 750, 720 only, no? So why AWS is giving 750? Because 750 hours is not only for one EC2 instances. It is for all EC2 instances. It is for multiple EC2 instances. And remember, AWS will charge EC2 every 1 hour. How many? Every 1 hour. Remember. And here in EC2, it is all about the pricing is pay as you go model. Pay as you go. Pay as you go model. So how many hours that you have used, those many hours you need to pay. Simple as that. So AWS will charge every hour or not? Pay every hour. So AWS charges every hour. So I'm giving you one certification question for you. Listen this carefully. I have launched one EC2 instance I used only for 5 minutes and terminated. I launch one EC2 instance. I have launched one EC2 instance and used how many minutes? Only 5 minutes and then terminated. Because I'm worried about bill. Ammo bill, I terminated. So again, I launched another 5 minutes and then again I terminated. Now tell me, AWS will charge for how much time? Think and answer. Hmm? Bolo? 10 minutes, huh? 10 minutes. Okay. So you're saying 10 minutes, no? But I'll give you real life example. There you will say correctly. There perfectly you will say correctly. Hmm. You have a habit of going to internet? Dabba, internet. Olden days. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Listen, guys. So how much is per hour? 20 rupees, huh? 20 rupee example, 20 rupees. So what you did was you went to the internet cafe and then used only for 10 minutes and you came out. Will you pay only 10 rupees? How much you need to pay? Here you are saying correctly. Here you are saying correctly. You are paying how many? How much? 20. Whether you use it or you don't use it, you have to pay hourly charges. Here also, AWS clearly said, Babu, I'll be charging every hour. Every hour. Generally, I call this hour, right? So every hour. So as it is charging every hour, if you Pusuk use for 5 minutes and then terminate it also, it will be charged for 1 hour. Remember? Understood? So don't worry whether you just launch, use it only for 2 minutes or 1 second also. AWS will charge for 1 hour. So here you use for 5 minutes and you terminate it, and AWS has charged for 1 hour. And second time also 1 hour. Total how many hours? 2 hours bill. You will get it. Okay. Now you have used 1 hour, 1 minute. How many hours? 2 hours. Understood? So here also, this 750 hours meaning, let's say you have 5 EC2 instances and you have used 5 EC2 instances 1 hour. How many hours you will be charged? 5 hours. So 750 hours is not only for one EC2 instance, 750 hours is for all EC2 instances. Do you know? Hmm? Okay. If I want to move forward, you need to think as a business point of view now. Let me give a real-time example. Again, your personal life example. So let's take a business. I'll say the same example that I use for in the every batch. Pani Puri. You know Pani Puri guy? Yes or no? Okay. You know Pani Puri guy. What do you say? We'll say bro. What these people say bhaiya. Right? So can you tell me how many types of people will be there in that Pani Puri with that Pani Puri guy? There's so many different type of people. I'm not asking number of people. I'm asking types of people, different mindset, different types of people. I'll give one example. Let's say you and me. What we do is, let's say you have now, let's say you are sitting at home. Now you got a mood to eat Pani Puri. What you do? You take the money, put it in the pocket. How much is plate? 20 rupees. So you take 20 rupees, you put it in your pocket, you go, buy a plate puri, you take it, eat it, pay it, go. Simple as that, you and me. But sometimes in our batch, one psycho friend will be there. What that guy will do is, he will be just standing in front of the Pani Puri guy, but he will not eat. He'll just be watching. When Pani Puri bhai asks, Babu, come, I'll give you. No, let them complete. Let them finish. Finish it up them. He want to be alone. So why? Why he said that let them finish? I want to talk to you. He said why? Huh? What? What is that? Discount. What is that? Discount. Some customer will come and say extra puri. Some customer will come and say thoda pyaz dalo. Right? Some customer will say tika, spicy. Uh. So for a pani puri guy itself, we have a different types of customers. Just imagine how AWS will have different kinds of customers. Definitely AWS has different types of customers. One customer will say, hey Babu, I will use AWS. Use it. Let me finish that example, pani puri example. So that guy, first customer is like you and me. What we do, we order the pani puri, we eat, we pay, and we go. Simple, no more discussions. How many plates that you have used, you need to pay for those many plates and leave. That's it. If you have ate 2 plates, 40 rupees, 3 plates, 60 rupees. Just give and go. The second type of customer, what he did was, he'll make sure that everyone left and he'll ask. He will have a nice deal with him. What is the deal about? Discount. What is the deal about? Discount. He will say, Bhaiya, I'll come to you only. See, there is one more dabba. There is one more pani puri guy there. I'll not go there. I'll come to you only. I'll eat here only. Every day I'll come. Give me discount, no? Give me discount. Instead of 20 rupees, take 10 rupees, no? So this kind of many people will be there. So what this pani puri guy will do? He agreed. But the question is, how does the pani puri guy will know this person will come to him every day here only? What will he do? How does the pani puri know? Pani puri guy knows this person will come here only. Why he will come there? Instead of agreement, what we can say is advance. What's that? Advance. So pani puri guy will say, Babu, give me 500 rupees advance. I'll keep it and I'll give you 10 rupees every day. I'll give it for 10 rupees. So pani puri guy also got a full business and this customer also got a good discount. Here is win and win situation or not? Yes or no? Anyone lost? Anyone has any loss here? Nothing. The pani puri guy also got a good business because he got a bulk amount and the customer also got a huge discount. See, models, business models. Similarly, here also, AWS came up with something called pricing models in AWS, in EC2 basically. What is this? Pricing models in EC2. Pricing models in EC2. So there are different types of pricing model, Nana. So number one, we call it as on-demand instances. What is that? Say that. On-demand instances. On-demand instances meaning the first type of customer where he has a demand of eating, he has a mood of eating the pani puri, he go, he eat, he pay for it. He'll ask how much it is and he pay for it and he'll go. Simple as that. That is called here on-demand instances. On-demand instances meaning what? If you want to launch EC2 instance, launch it. How many hours that you have used it? Use it. How many hours that you have used? You pay for those many hours and just leave. Is there any commitment here? Is there any advance payment here? Instead of calling advance, let us give a nice word. We call it as upfront. What is that? Upfront payment. Upfront payment means nothing but advance. Do we have any advance here in on-demand? No. Here it is fixed price. In on-demand, here it is a fixed price. Hourly, this much. Hourly, this. How many hours that you have used? You pay for it. And you need to pay every hour. So AWS charge every hour, but bill you have to pay every month. But charge will be happening every hour. Is there any commitment, Nana? Is there any upfront payment here? And also predictable usage or no predictable usage? Predictable usage or no predictable usage? No predictable usage because we don't know how many how much type of machines I will use. I will use 4 GB, 8 GB, 1 hour, 2 hours. I don't know. It's not predictable here at all. So that is called on-demand instances. If you want, go ahead and launch EC2 instances. How many hours that you want to use it, how many missions that you want to launch it, how many hours that you have used, you pay for those many hours and just leave. That is called on-demand instances. So here we have fixed price or not? Here we have fixed price. AWS will charge hourly and you need to pay for what you have used. So you need to pay per hour. Is there any commitment? No commitment. Is there any upfront payment? No upfront payment. Is there any predictable usage? No predictable usage. Nothing. This is called what, Nana? On-demand instances. Say that. Say that. On-demand instances. That is number one. And number two, we have something called reserved instances. What is it, Nana? Reserved instances. Reserved instances. As the name clearly says, what you are doing? You are reserving. What you are doing? Reserving. Similarly, the second type of customer is there now in the Pani Puri example. So here, this customer is telling to AWS, hey AWS, I'll come to you only. I'll launch here only. I'll use you only. I'll do everything my work here in AWS only. I don't go to Azure. I don't go to GCP. Nowhere. I'll use here only. How does AWS will trust this customer? Upfront payment. What is that? Upfront. So do we need to give the commitment or not? Yes. Remember, here we need to give long-term commitment. What is that? AWS will ask, Babu, give me the commitment for how many years? 1 or 3 years. How many? 1 or 3 years. There is no 2 years. After 1 year, you need to renew it again. So you need to commit it for how many years, Nana? 1 or 3 years. And you need to do the upfront payment or not? You need to do the upfront payment. And once you have reserved it for 1 or 3 years, it is AWS up to AWS, right? You need to give a good discount. No, you know how much discount you'll give AWS? 75%. Sorry, 72%. How much? How much percentage? Huge or not? AWS will give you 72% per hour. Per hour. Let's say, for example, you are paying 10 rupees per hour for one machine. So if you reserve it for 1 or 3 years, how much you need to pay only? 2.6 or 2.7 only you need to pay. You get a huge discount or not? How much discount that you got? 72%. So in certification questions or in interview, if they ask anything related to commitment, upfront payment, which model is that? Reserve instances. Which is that? When I say commitment, when I say upfront, when I say discount 72%, when I say, and here it's a predictable or no predictable usage? Predictable usage. Because here we need to know, because we are reserving for 1 year, no? So you need to predict it, which machine is that, for how much RAM that you need to predict it and reserve it. So that is called here reserve instances. Here you have long-term commitment, 1 or 3 years commitment. So you need to upfront payment or not? Upfront. You can do full payment also. You can do partial payment. And actually, upfront payment is nothing but down. What is that called? Down payment. How much discount that you get, Nana? 72% discount on hourly price. Predictable usage or not? Convertible usage. So in reserve instances, basically we have two types of reserve instances. Number one, we call it as standard RI. RI represents what? Reserve instances. And second one, we call it as convertible RI. What are the two types we have? Standard RI and then convertible RI. Standard RI meaning the one which is normal one, which has 72% discount wala, which is used for your longer workloads. Convertible meaning, assume I have reserved 4 GB RAM EC2 instance for 1 year. Later, I got to know that I need 4, not 4 GB. I need to increase that 4 GB to 8 GB. But I already reserved 4, no? So if you have this kind of requirement that you need to convert from 4 to 8 or 8 to 12. So if you want to change the configuration, so which type of reserve instances that you need to choose? Convertible RI. Which one, Nana? Convertible RI. That is and you will get 66% discount here. How much? Here also used for long workloads with flexible instances. And you will get you understood? What are the two models that we have learned till now? On demand and reserve instances. Okay. Whenever I ask a question related to, hey, which is the pricing model, which is fixed price? On demand. Is there any predictable usage? Any commitment? No. Any upfront? No. That is called on demand. And next one, we have reserve. So reserve instances meaning we have a long-term commitment. How many years? 1 or 3 years. Predictable usage or not? Upfront payment is there or not? Yes. How much percentage that you get discount? 72%. There are two models in reserve instance. What are those? Standard RI and then convertible RI. What is standard RI meaning? How so is 72% discount for longer workloads? So you're reserving for longer period of time, no? So standard. And another one is convertible. So this is also for longer workload, flexible instances. If you want to change it, flexible. If you want to change it, then go for convertible. How much discount that you get? 66%. So these are the two models we have at the moment. And next we have a next model we have something called spot instances. What is it, Nana? Spot. Do you know bidding? Bidding. Auctioning. Bidding. In Telugu, we call it as Velampata. Right? In Hindi, what should I say? I don't know. There will be, I saw let's say one painting will be there. Let's say one painting will be there. Donkey painting. Now I said, this donkey painting is for 5,000 rupees. This donkey painting is for 5,000. And now you start auctioning. How much? 6,000. Next. 6,500. Next. 11,000. You understand what is auctioning now? 11,000, 6 rupees. 1 lakh Vani. Okay, now I'll pack that donkey painting and send it to Vani here online. So Vani, you need to pay me 1 lakh. Okay. So you understand that is called here auctioning or bidding. Bidding meaning IPL bidding. IPL bidding. So that is also here. Why we have spot instances is, Chitty, I'll tell you one real time thing. Let's say, for example, you have 10 machines you are using in your account. All 10 machines has 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM. Let's say you take 8 GB RAM. Will you be always using 8 GB RAM all the time? No, right? You have your laptop and your laptop has 8 GB. Will you keep on using 8 GB all the time? No. you'll be using 2 GB, 3 GB, 4 GB maximum. So rest of the GBs are wasted or not? Just imagine you might be having so many EC2 instances in your account. Not only you, AWS has thousands of customers. Just imagine how many EC2 instances will be there for each and every person, and how much capacity is getting wasted. Yes or no? So you have the wasted infrastructure is there. What AWS did was, AWS thought, Arey bhai, anyways, we have that infrastructure which is waste, no one is using. Let us start bidding it. Let us start bidding it. So what you do is, AWS will set a base price. Let's say, for example, you want 100 GB RAM machine. How much? Too much or not? Very high, no? So it is very costly. But AWS, in this bidding, AWS will tell that, hey, this is only for 1 rupee. AWS base price is 1 rupee. Will you bid less than 1 rupee or more than 1 rupee? More than 1 rupee, no. If you are bidding less than 1 rupee, will you get that machine? No. So you have bidded for 1 rupee, 1 paisa. You get the machine or not? And Pusuk, someone bidded 1 rupee, 50 paisa. You will have the machine with you. That machine will say Tata bye bye to you, and then it will go to the second person. So that is called bidding. That is called spot instances. What is that, Nana? Spot instances. In these spot instances, you will get a huge machine for cheaper price. You know how much price that you will get? How much discount you will get? 90%. How much? 90% discount you will get. But the bad thing here is, will the EC2 instance will be with you all the time? You can lose the machine or not? Yes, you can lose the machine. So when do you use this kind of machines? Meaning, let's say you have database machines, application servers. Will you use spot instances for that? No. Let's say you have some task. If you have some work, if you have some processing, which you know start and end time. Okay, I have this time. Within this time, can we use spot and then get bigger machine for cheaper price and run our task and process and complete it? Otherwise, if you go for on demand, machines, you need to pay more money, but the machines will be with you forever. But if you want to pay less money and if you want to have work done quickly, then go for spot. But make sure that the machine will not be with you forever. So can lose the machines. So all your standard applications, you should not put it in spot. Anything which is, if you know start and end time, shorter period of time, if you want to do some work, then go for spot. Clear, Nana? So any question related to bidding, auctioning, then what model is that? Spot. Bidding, auctioning. You will get a huge capacity for cheaper price. How much discount that you get? 90% discount. Can lose instances or not? Can lose instances. So this is the most cost-effective model or not? Yes. Most cost-effective instances in AWS. Best example is prepaid recharges. Yeah. Yes, you can take that. Few minutes, 5 minutes, or if you want to keep it, if you can increase the time for a little bit. Prashant. And is this clear? Spot? And then let me. Abhilash. But if you bid it for good price, it will be with you. So Abhilash is asking, sir, how can we lose like after bidding? Then it will be ours, no? Let's say you have bidded my donkey painting for 1 lakh rupees. You think that yours, but some other person will come with high heels, talk, and he will say 2 lakhs rupees. That donkey painting will be with you. It will be with her, no? So that is the reason here that donkey painting will not be with you. Similarly, EC2 instance also will not be with you. So next one here we call it. Okay. So I'll give one real time example. Nana, do you remember host machines? Who handles the host machines? AWS. Yes or no? In backend of AWS, you have the host machines. We have only one, two machines, or we have so many host machines in AWS? So many host machines, no? So many. It's gone. Come on, Ashwin. If the data is, if you keep it, if you have the data, obviously if the machine is gone, its data is also gone. So you have the fixed time. Kavya, we'll see that when we go deeper, okay? Work is gone. You cannot have, but you will get who is Prashant, you will get a notification, you will get a notification beforehand that the machine is going to lose from you, from your account. So you have to be careful and get the data and keep it, let it go away. But if you need more information, basically we don't use Spot. If you need more information, maybe when we have a free time, then we'll talk more about it. Otherwise, I'll give some references. So assume that we have the host machines. These host machines are handled by whom? AWS. What is there in the bottom? In the bottom, what you have? Hardware. On top of the hardware, you have on the host machines, hypervisor. Hypervisor. Okay. So now let's take a couple of people. Give me some name. Huh? What was that? Mansoor. Mansoor. Okay. So let's say, for example, I have a Darren. JK. Who is inner feeling? You know Rakesh Master? Huh? Hey. Okay. Okay. So whenever Darren has launched an EC2 instance, that EC2 instance will go and sit over here or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? Whenever Darren has launched an EC2 instance, the EC2 instance will go and sit over here. That is good. Obviously, that will sit here. Okay. Now we have our friend Mansoor. Mansoor also launched an EC2 instance. The EC2 instance will also sit on the same host machine or not? Yes or no? Yes, this machine also will sit on the same host machine. So on the same host machine, we have two different customers. Can you tell me these two machines will talk to each other? No, because these are from two different customers. But in the back end, they are using the same host machine. So we call it as tenancy. What is that, Nana? See, tenancy is here dedicated or shared? Dedicated or shared? Shared. Dedicated is, tenancy is shared. So clients will be using the same host machine in the backend, but do we need to really worry about that? No, who will handle that? AWS will handle it. But the tenancy, if you use shared concept, this is how it will be. Let's say we have our friend here, JK. Huh? JK, Jaya Krishna. So what he did was, JK said, I want my own dedicated. I want my own host machine. Basically, I want to book a machine in the backend. Whenever I launch, my EC2 instances should be here, not others. Kind of psycho. Right? Only my machine should be there on the host machine. Only my machine should be there. Can any other customers can share this? No. So tenancies here is shared or dedicated? Tenancy is dedicated. So you have two types of tenancy here. What are those? Shared and dedicated. So basically, you are booking the entire physical machine in the backend. So in real time, there might be many customers in real time. There might be many customers like banking or government projects or very critical confidential projects. What they do is they'll say they like sharing their host machine with other customers. No, they because they have the very critical data, sensitive data, they want to have isolated network or isolated machine. For these kind of people, the tenancy will be dedicated. Similarly, if you want me to give to the personal life example, in your hostels here in Amirpet, in your single room, how many people will be there? 5, 6 people. So the shared or dedicated? That is shared. And your friend is staying, or you are taking the flat, independent flat. Only you will be there. That is called dedicated. And tell me which one is costlier? Obviously dedicated. Will you allow any other persons to be shared in your flat? No. It is only for you. It is private for you. It is secure. It is very speed. It is very good for you. But obviously you need to pay more money for that. Similar concept here. So this model, we call it as dedicated hosts. What is it, Nana? Dedicated host. So basically you're booking the whole machine, correct or not? So book entire physical machine. Okay, let's say you will be booking only one or multiple. You can multiple, no? Okay, now let's say you have booked 2 or 3 host machines. Now, when you're launching, can you control the placement of your EC2 instance? To sit on the first host machine, to sit on the second host machine, to sit on the third machine. Can you control it? Yes, we can control it because your 3 machines are yours only, no? When you launch, you can say that this machine should be in first host machine. This machine should be in a second host machine. Can you control the instance placements? That is there inside the dedicated host. So book an entire physical machine and control placements, instance placements. That is called dedicated host. Yes, Kavya will have our own VPCs. And next model we have here, dedicated instances. What is it? This is also same thing, but that is host to, this is instances. That is host, that is instances. Remember, see here, the big difference between these two, dedicated host and dedicated instances. Dedicated host meaning you are booking the entire host machine. Dedicated instances meaning your instance are only dedicated to the host machine only, but you do you have control on the placements? No. In dedicated host, you have control on the placement. But in dedicated instances, do you have the control on the placement, on the instances placements? No, but it's dedicated only. The platform is dedicated only. But do you have control? No control. So here, no other customer will share your hardware and no control on instance placements. That is called dedicated instances. And next thing, what you have is capacity reservation. What is it? What is it now? Capacity reservation. This one is, it is happened to me itself. Chitty, in my real time in production environment, in one of the company, there is one, there is one, basically one program, one script. When that script execute, 100 to 200 machines will be launched at the same time. All are 8 GB RAM machines. How many? 8 GB RAM machines. So whenever the script is executing, how many machines should be launched? 200 machines, EC2 instances. Whenever it got triggered, unfortunately, we got an error saying that, from AWS saying that, out of capacity. What's that? Out of it. I got shocked. Are AWS will give you a lot of infrastructure, no? Why he's saying out of capacity? Because really, in that region, in that availability zone, they are out of capacity because how many machines I am requesting? 200 machines in that 1 second I'm requesting. So that request couldn't find the correct host machines in the backend and could not launch the machines. So, and they said out of capacity. When they say out of capacity, my 200 EC2 instance will be launched. No. So my performance will get impacted or not in my production environment. So I'll be losing the performance. I'll be losing the deal or not. For that reason, before itself, what you can do is you can reserve the capacity. That is called capacity reservation. What's that? Capacity reservation. You can reserve the capacity for in each and availability zone. In 1A availability zone, you can reserve the capacity. In 1B availability zone, you can reserve the capacity, how much ever you want. But we need to pay for that? No. Until you use it, you're just reserving it. You're just holding it. Just in case if you need, AWS will release that capacity. So just for safer side, you're reserving the capacity. That is called capacity reservation. Reserve capacity in a specific available zone for any duration. No time commitment. It is this clear? Different type of pricing models. And AWS latestly came up with another pricing, last pricing model, which is called savings plan. What is that? Savings plan. And all these models are related to what? To save the money. Yes or no? See, savings plan is similar to your reserve instances only. Same as reserve instances model, but it has little bit different strategy. So it will be also 1 or 3 years commitment to the amount of usage. It is also used for longer workloads. So get discount based on long-term usage. It is locked to a specific instance, family, and region, and flexible across instance size, OS, and tenancy. So you have good flexibility. You have good flexibility in this savings plan. Okay. So basically, how many pricing models we have? 7. How many? See with me. See here, and I'll try to inject in your brains all these things. So what are those models that we have? Say with me. Number 1, on demand, reserve instances, spot instances, dedicated host, dedicated instance, capacity reservation, savings plan. Say with me again. Number 1, on-demand instances, reserve instances, spot instances, dedicated host, dedicated instances, capacity reservation, savings plan. And in certification, they'll ask, which one is a fixed price model? On demand. Which one? On demand. AWS will charge every hour. Every hour. Is there any commitment? Is there any upfront payment? Is there any predictable usage? No. Which model is related to long-term commitments? Reserve instances. How many years? 1 or 3 years. These are, you have upfront payment? Yes. How much discount that you get? 72%. How many models that you have? What are those? Standard array and then convertible array. For convertible array, how much discount? 66% discount. And then if you want to get a huge capacity for cheaper price, so which model will you choose? Spot. Anything related to bidding, auctioning, which model? Spot. How much discount that you get? 90% discount. But can you lose the machines there? Yes, you can lose the machines. And I want to have a dedicated machine for me. Which model? Dedicated host. Dedicated host. And I want dedicated instances, but I don't. But do you have the control on the placements on dedicated host? Yes. But you have dedicated instances. Instances are dedicated, but do you have control on the placements? No. And can you reserve the capacity in one specific availability zone? Which one is that? Capacity reservation. Saving plans is also same as reserve instances, but it has a more flexibility. Clear? Hmm? Can you tell me for me what the 7 models? Number one. Hmm. 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 Okay. I remember in my college days, especially in Viva, if he asks, what is on-demand instances? Sir, on-demand instances is a constantly is called on-demand instances. Huh? First and last only we can hear, not in the middle. Okay, anyways. I hope this is clear. Is it clear online? It is clear, Nana? Can we cancel any of those plans in between any possible to get refund? Okay. In reserve instances, you need to sell it. Okay, let me give you an example. Can you tell me in our course, which model that we'll use? On demand. Which one? On demand. Because we launch the EC2 instance, we'll use it and we'll kill it. Will you purchase? Will you reserve it? Will you go and bidding? Not required, no. Will go the host machine you need? Not required, no. So go with the on-demand instances. Okay. And I'll give you one more real-time example. Let's say we have Ankit. So we have Ankit. What Ankit? Ankit has joined my project. I'm the manager. And I said, welcome Ankit to the project and you have a task. And what is the task is? I said, hey Ankit, we are paying more money to EC2 service. In AWS account, instead of S3 RDS, we are spending more amount on EC2. Can you please go and do some cost optimization, please? So what he did was he logged into our account and he saw so many machines running. And he asked me, sir, since how long these machines are running? I said, since more than a year. Okay. So they said this project will be there for next 2 years. Yeah, this project will be there for next 2-3 years. I said. Then now tell me, all the EC2 instances are that we have launched is on demand. What he can do, all these things to convert to reserve instances. So now he has converted all these machines to reserve instances. And how much discount that you get? 72% discount you will get. So if I'm paying $10,000 for my EC2 service, next month onwards, how much I need to pay? Only 2.5, 2.8 or maximum $3,000. Where is 10,000? Where is 3,000? So he has achieved the superb job or not? So by this, so I got a good cost optimization. I have saved $7,000 per month, and what I'll give is $1,000 as a best employee award. Take it. That's how we do in our company, no? We'll get huge money, but for employee, what we do, we'll give some small biscuit. Take it. And what will I'm big tofu in my company, right? Okay. There is a Hasib is asking, sir, in standard array, it's 72% or 66% discount? 72% is for standard array, and for convertible array model that you have 66% discount. Sir, instead of sir, in dedicated instance, We don't have control on the instance you are saying. Then how it is dedicated, sir? If you don't have control, can you please So I said you don't have control to place the EC2 instance on the host machines. This. But your instances will be on a dedicated platform or dedicated hardware. Machine is yours only, but you don't have control on the placements. But you can launch EC2 instance on specific. You can launch the EC2 instance. That's it. AWS will say that, Babu, this tenancy is dedicated. But do you have control on, should we go on host 1, host 2, on host 3? You don't have. So, sir, which is most preferred used plan in industry? It is not about mostly used plan or used thing in industry. It is purely depend upon the requirement. But I'm telling you honestly, based on so many companies that I have worked and I've consulted, there are not real-time AWS experience people are there in the companies now. You are learning from me. So, you know, right, how many students I have delivered in the market till now? Except, I think most of these people have a lot of good knowledge, or those who have learned here. But in real time, those who are already working experienced people, they don't have this kind of knowledge. And what they do is they go with on-demand only all the time. Because they launch and they'll keep it. They don't know the models, no, how to do the say cost optimization, how to save the cost. They don't know all these things. As we are learning as a course, as this also came up as a topic, for that reason, we have learned all these things. As we have learned, and we can implement in the real time. So you need to go to the company and say, Babu, these are all on-demand machines, unnecessary, you are paying the money. So convert it to reserve instances. And you also recommend that go to spot machines or different kind of models that you know. Correct? Yeah. Okay. Shiva Shankar is asking, tenancy meaning what? I already explained this. Platform, tenancy meaning platform. Shared room, dedicated flat. The room is nothing but tenancy. Okay, so now quickly, let's go with here. We have something called EC2 families. What is that? EC2 families or instance types. What is that? Say this, very important. EC2 families and the EC2 instance type. What is that? Say that 3 times. Instance type. What is that? Instance type. We also have families, no? And each and every family is individual. Every families are different. Yes or no? Here also in EC2 has families. Let's say, for example, one customer came and said, so one customer came and say that, hey, I need EC2 instance, which is I need more memory. Which one? More memory. So, and some other customer will come and say, I need more CPU. Some other customer will say, I need more storage. Some other customer will come and say, Babu, I'm using super graphics and all. I need powerful machine. Everyone has a different requirement or not? Is it good that AWS says that, hey, I has only this bunda machine. I have only this machine. Use only this machine. Is it good to say? For that reason, AWS came up with EC2 families. Is it, Nana, you're okay? Okay. You want some water? No, sorry. Because I see you're coughing like me. Okay. So if you want to take rest, you can. Go, no? You're fine. So EC2 families. What is that? EC2 families. Every EC2 instance has, no, not every EC2 instance. In EC2, we have something called families. In families, what you have? Instance types you have. You have storage family, you have memory family, you have CPU family, you have huge, different families. In each families, what you have? You have instance types. You have instance type. So let's say, for example, here, we have a family called general instances. What is that? General instance. And you have a family called memory, memory instances, CPU instances, storage instances, right? GPU instances related to graphics. So you have the different types of instances. If you have a requirement that if you need to have more memory for your EC2, which family that you need to check? Memory. If you go to restaurant, so you'll get a menu card, no? In that menu card, first they have starters. Next they have main course. Next they have desserts. Next they have, I mean, cool drinks. Right? You have or not? So you have different models, no? Different. So those who want, I need starters. So you have go to starter section, and you have different types of starters. Based on your requirement, choose it. Here also, same thing. So in EC2, you have different families, and each families has instance types. So for example, and do you remember in starting test that we have learned? Instance type is a combination of CPU plus, remember this. Instance type is a combination of CPU and memory. Now, how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps are there, no? In those 7 steps, one of the step is to select the instance type. How much size of the machine that you need? You need 2 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM, 32, 64, 128. How much GB RAM that you need to select. And your instance type will come with only RAM plus CPU also. CPU plus memory. Instance type is a combination of CPU and memory. So here AWS came up with different type of instance type. I'm giving an example. Let's say we have a T2 family. What family? T2 family is there, T3 family is there, R family is there, M family is there, X family is there, and there are different families are there in AWS. Based on a requirement, you need to choose that family and choose the powerful instance type. So let's say, for example, I have T2 family, which is very commonly used. So in there, you have T2 Nano. What is that, Nano? T2 Nano. How much GB RAM it has? 0.5 GB RAM, and only how many CPUs that you need? One virtual CPU. And T2 after Nano, Micro. How much GB RAM? 1 GB RAM, one virtual CPU. And T2 after Micro, small, right? So, and it has maybe 2 GB RAM, right? And 2 virtual CPU. Example I'm saying. After T2 small, T2, our shuts, after small, medium. Maybe it contains 4 GB RAM. After T2 medium, medium, large. Large has 8 GB RAM. After large, T2, X large. 16 GB RAM. Like this, after X large, double X large, 2X large. After that, 3X large, 4X large. Like this. And each instance type is the combination of RAM and then CPU. And remember, like this, you have so many instance types are available in AWS. And remember, in our free tier, which is the instance type that we should always choose while you're launching the EC2 instance is T2 Micro. Which one? T2 Micro. Remember, whenever you're launching the EC2 instance in our course, in free tier, it should be always which instance type? T2 Micro. How much GB RAM? 1 GB RAM. How many CPUs? 1 CPUs. Okay. Early morning when you're coming out of the bed also, if I ask, hey, which instance type that we should use? T2 Micro. If you pusukku launched T2 small or apart from micro, what you will get? Will you get? In free tier, which instance type is free? T2 Micro. Which one? T2 Micro. See. There is a question in, sir, in real time, which one will be used? Okay, now everyone has a laptop, no? Huh? Now I ask, which laptop will be using? You say 16, others say 8, some others say 4 GB, some others say which generation? i5, i7, someone will go to 1 TB hard disk, someone will go for 500. It purely depend upon the requirement. How much budget you have, that much capacity that you take. Simple as that. So in real time, there is nothing called only this instance type will be used based on requirement. You need to choose it. But I'll talk more in the lab section. Okay, now let's say you have launched an EC2 instance. Which one? T2 micro. T2 micro has how much GB RAM? Only 1 GB RAM. Is that sufficient? Let's say you have launched 1 GB RAM. Later, your customer asks, Babu, 1 GB RAM is not sufficient. What you need to do? You need to increase. What is that increase called? Increasing the capacity of the machine is called? What is it called? Scalability. What is that? Did I told you that in olden days, I mean, in our starting days, how do you achieve scalability in AWS? By changing the instance type. Remember, by changing the instance type. Here, what is the instance type we are using? T2 micro. If you want to change it to T2 small or medium or large, however it is. So you are changing the instance type. You are changing the instance. How do you achieve the scale? What is the changing the instance type called here? Scalability. Increasing the number of servers is called elasticity. I'm increasing the capacity of the server from 2 GB to 4 GB to 8 GB. I'm increasing the capacity of the server. What is it? It's called scalability. So scalability. What is scalability? Scale up and scale down. So how do you achieve scalability in AWS? Louder. Very good. Scalability can be achieved by changing the instance type. Anna, anytime can I scale up? Anytime I can scale up. And anytime can I scale down also? Anytime I can scale up, anytime I can scale down. But whenever you're doing scale up, whenever you're doing scale down, data is lost. Data is lost or not? Data is not lost. What is that? Data is not lost. See here. Why? Chitty, see here. This is the EC2 instance, no? What is the instance type, for example? Tell me. T2 micro. Okay, this is T2 micro. See, this is T2 micro. Having how much GB RAM? 1 GB RAM and then how many CPUs? That's it. That is related to your EC2 instance. But your data is stored where? What is this? What is this? What is this? Volume. What is this? Volume. So your data is stored in the volumes. That can be root volume or that can be a additional volume. If you are increasing the capacity of this and this, data will be lost here. No, all your data is stored in the volumes. You are increasing the capacity of this machine, but it is not at all related to your volumes because volumes are attached. Volumes are attached. You have the data in pen drive and you're doing the modifications in laptop. Will there in data will be affected in your pen drive? No, because the pen drive is attached, can be detached. So when you're changing the instance type, tell me when you're doing the scalability, data is lost? No. Data is not lost while doing the scalability. And by the way, scale up or scale down can be done while EC2 instance is running. You have a laptop of 4 GB RAM and you want to add another 2 GB RAM. So will you be, while your laptop is running, can you do these modifications? What do you need to do? Stop. So if you want to do the scalability, what you need to do? You need to stop the EC2 instance and change the instance type. So downtime is required or not? Yes. You need to stop the EC2 instance to change the instance type. So downtime is required or not? Downtime is required. Yes, Kavya, why are getting volumes concept here? Are we talking about the volumes concept? No, no. I said data is stored in your volume, not in your EC2 instance. EC2 instance will come as a instance type, CPU and memory combination. All your data is stored inside the volumes. So if you want to change the instance type, data in the instance will not be lost because data is stored in volumes. One is asking to stop the EC2 instance downtime required. What did I wrote here? Yes. Answer is yes. Okay. So is it clear on the instance type, Nana? Everyone? There is one small topic which is called burstable performance instances. What is that? Say that. Burstable performance instances. What is that? There's burstable. Burstable. What is the meaning of burstable? Burst. Boom. Burst. So not Vani, not burstable. Burstable, not worst. So it's a burstable. So burstable performance instance meaning, I'll give a real time example. Let's say I have launched an EC2 instance. Nana. This EC2 instance is T2 micro, T2 small. You take anything. Huh? And inside this, I'll put a application. Now tell me, T2 small has how many CPUs? Two CPUs. For example, you can take, okay, two CPU. How many CPUs are there? Two. And you get a huge, traffic to this machine. Tell me these two CPUs will be sufficient? These two CPUs are sufficient? No. So what he need? He need more CPUs. Yes or no? EC2 instance need more CPUs. EC2 instance need more CPU. But how many CPUs it has? Only two CPUs, no? So two CPUs will not be sufficient. What will happen to the customer? He will get good performance or bad performance? Bad performance. So what the EC2 instance need is more CPUs now. Let's say in the runtime, customer is using the EC2 instance. Customer is accessing your application, and so many people started connecting to your machine to your application, and application is running, and two CPUs got exhausted. That meaning two CPUs are consumed. There is no other CPUs left, and the performance will be degraded. Performance will be low. This is runtime. In this time, if you get more requests to the EC2 instance, obviously EC2 instance will be crashed. Yes or no? If it is crashed, application will work? It will not work. So what we need to do is we need to give more CPUs to the EC2 instance. Can we give it in the runtime? Can we give it? No. If you need to give more CPUs, meaning we need to stop the machine, increase the instance type to bigger machine, bigger type. But in runtime, how do we give? There is something called burstable performance instances. What is that? It's just a matter of enable disable concept. Everything is AWS will handle. What it will do is AWS will give you CPU credits. What is that? In runtime, if you enable this concept, AWS in the backend, it will give you CPU as a credits. How many CPUs it has? Two CPUs. If you enable burstable instances, in the backend, it will give additional 6 CPUs, for example. And this CPU's credits depend upon the instance type. Depend upon the instance. Now, if you take T2 small, how many CPUs that you get? 6 additionally. Additionally, AWS will give how many CPU credits? See, if you go for T2 large, maybe it will give more. So in the real time, in the runtime, basically, AWS will give you additional how many? 6 CPUs. Now, total how many CPUs are there? 8 CPUs. Now, 8 CPUs are sufficient to handle the load. So EC2 instance will enter into burstable mode. and it will give a high performance for longer period or limited period. Limited period of time. Once the CPU got exhausted, again it will keep quiet. Again, AWS will give in the backend, credits will be given. Again, it will give good performance. Again, it will go down. So another solution is you have T2 small, no? Stop the machine and increase to T2 X large, bigger machine, so that you'll get good number of CPUs. But can you do it in the runtime? You cannot do. But in the runtime, if you don't want to upset your customer, and if your application need to work properly, if you need more CPUs, you can enable this burstable performance instances. Is that clear, Nana? So EC2 instance will enter into the burstable mode and give high performance for limited period of time. Is it clear, Nana? Okay, I'll stop it here. Is it clear what we have learned today? And by the way, this is billable. So burstable performance instances are billable. Remember, not everything is free in EC2. But yes, Ashwin, but I cannot skip the topic. Even though it is billable, I should not skip the topic. We need to learn. But will you implement? No. But you need to learn the topic. But it's just a matter of enable disable concept. If you enable it, automatically it will work. Everything is handled by AWS. Okay. Take the screenshots. Any questions meanwhile? Done. And the second one. This micro instance is always free for the free. Remember, T2 micro is free only for 1 year. After that, it will be charged. In real time also, if your EC2 instance, if your account is fresh account, for 1 year, T2 micro is free. After that, it will be T2 micro will also be charged. Kavya, if you enable that option, it will start billing how many CPU credits it has given based on that. Okay, so can you give the final CC for today, please? CC with smile. Of course, you can. Hussein. CC with smile. Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the continuation of this topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Good night. Yes, Vani, put the message, please.